way we went here. So, okay, well, again, I'm going to talk just a little bit, and I'll give control over to Dave. But those who maybe haven't used this tool before need to know where to find it. This is technology that we get from Senior Market Sales, our partner. So you just go to the Senior Market Sales Incorporated website, seniormarketsales.com. If you've never registered, you need to click here and register. It's real simple. It's just your basic information. You get a password right away, so you're good to go. And then once you have got your password, it's just come in here and log in. Sign. I've got my stuff saved. And this takes you to their main landing page. There are some training videos that they have over here on what they've done. But you either want to click the SMS Lead Advantage link here, or there is the same thing in yellow up here, and that takes you to this portion of the program. And the cool thing is, and I know Dave will go over some of this, this is 100% web-based. So in other words, if you happen to be on your iPad or a computer system, you very easily access this. Everything works off of an iPad just as well as it does on a laptop, and I know a lot of agents do. Gives you the presenter, Dave. You may go to back to the Cisco WebEx browser, and you'll see in the upper left-hand corner a tab for Quick Start.
Go.
Click on Quick Start, and then you should see a button that says Share Your Screen.
There we go. Select monitor 1. Like the other limits, you are now in control, Dave. All right, so let's see here. So now what are you seeing here on my screen, Daryl? Are you seeing the thank you, WebEx, so on and so forth?
Now in a spreadsheet.
Okay, let's see. I moved it over. Can work off of this here. Let me just go ahead and do this. All right, so anyway, what I wanted to do, me and Daryl had talked here, and have been working together now for over a year. And one of the things that we have done is we have partnered on to, for contracting and going out there and helping out with continuing education, and then just even being the back office support. So those are some of the things that we've partnered with, and Daryl's become a great partner of ours, has done a great job, and has really become one of those key partners down in that Kansas City market, and has done a great job for us. But what we're here to talk about is we're going to talk a little bit about the Lead Advantage system. So I'm going to go ahead and open up my screen here, Daryl, because I've got some stuff created. But I'm going to go ahead and open up Advantage, and I'll kind of show you what I did. So again, what you're seeing here, you're seeing exactly where you need to go and log in. Now, what you see is that I'm already in DL for it, and then my login. I'm going to log in here. And normally what I do is when I'm going through training with agents on Lead Advantage, I always say, okay, we'll go to the gray line, and then you'll see in bold yellow letters Lead Advantage. So let's go ahead and click on that. And one of the first things, I'll go ahead and start out with the scope of appointment. And I created this yesterday just so that I make sure that I was able to access everything. But I'm going to go into my new leads. But first of all, before you can access this, I do want to let you know, you need to have a lead created. Do you think it's important if I go, do you want me to create a new lead here, Daryl, or just kind of take it from one step through the entire process?
Go ahead and just show them real quick. Where to enter the lead. We don't have to go through all the steps, but just show them where to find it.
Okay. So before you can access the online scope of appointment, what you're going to need to do is you're going to need to go in through Quick Links, which is right here. And you can either view or add a new lead. So I'm going to go add lead. And this is really, really basic stuff. But you want to be as complete as possible in the types of information you're putting in. So you want to go with name, last name, the gender, married, single, divorced, or whatever, the date of birth, the email. You get down into here, and you see you're going to have your addresses and all that good stuff, and then you're going to collect or put a group in there, and your guys are going to work off personal leads or SMS Med Solutions. That's what I put my leads in under because I'm doing it for demo purposes, but you can do no group personal lead. That's what you need to create to be able to get to the online scope of appointment. So anyway, this is what I created yesterday. Well, I created one on myself. And this is going to be the first thing that you're going to see. So there's David J. Alvord, April 2nd, 1951. I'm aging into Medicare next month. The A and Part B effective dates is going to be 4/1. Mail, here's my address, phone number. All of this information here needs to be in the system for you to be able to go ahead and get that scope of appointment emailed out. So now what you want to do is you want to go ahead and you have all your different tabs up here. You have Edit, Tasks, Notes, MAPD, MedSup, Dental, and Final Expense. But for the purpose of the training, obviously the scope of appointment is going to be required for MA and Part D. So let's go ahead and click on this. And what I'm going to do here is, okay, I'm in Douglas County, I'm in good health, here's my requested effective date. If you want to enter prescription drugs on here, you can go ahead and enter drugs. This is powered by Destination RX. This is the same system that Medicare.gov is using in terms of when you do a drug lookup on Medicare.gov. This is the same tool that we're using that Medicare.gov is using. So just go ahead and add a medication to this, the little binoculars here, and click on that. And it'll pop this up. It's going to, I believe, it's going to ask me. I'm going to go with the generic, but we'll let this load real quick. So let's see, listen to Pearl, we'll just go with the lowest dosage. The month, add medication. So now you see that we have that medication added. We can go to get quote. What we're going to see here is we're going to see Part D and MAPD and MA only. Now, MA only, you don't see a lot of that out there, and Daryl can correct me if I'm wrong, but if you're selling an MA only, you're probably talking to somebody who's receiving VA medications or getting their medications through the VA, so you're not going to get into a whole lot of MA only situations. I never look at that tab. But anyway, what I'm going to want to do is I'm going to want to go ahead and I'm just going to go to, let's do Aetna RX Saver Plan at $25.70. Your monthly premium is right here. You have your deductible, you have your estimated cost of the drugs, then what your estimated cost is going to be for that plan. You have three different tabs here. You have this tab with the arrow up, and it's going to be essentially app by email. I'll go ahead and click on that real quick, and this is the first thing that we're going to see. Email, signature, scope of appointment. And this is kind of what Daryl has been playing around with. He's maybe taking you through how to access ACO and the online app and all that, but this is something new that we added to Lead Advantage right ahead of the annual election period. The limitation on scope of appointments was that if you were not seeing the client in person, in Coventry, United Healthcare, and SilverScript, that a scope of appointment was not required. The only carrier that was requiring a scope, whether you saw them face-to-face or doing it over the phone, was Humana at that time. There's been some change in the interpretations of what the rules are, and whether you're seeing these people face-to-face or you're doing something over the phone, they're 4 hours away, you don't want to drive, but they want to do business with you. A scope of appointment is required. So I'm going to go ahead and acknowledge this, and I'm going to go ahead and we're going to the application pop up. Now, this is a fillable application. There's still work to be done, but there you go. My date of birth, there's my phone number, there's my name. You still have to enter the Medicare claim number. Is it an IEP, is it an AEP, so on and so forth. But anyway, that is going to be pre-populated, but there is still going to be work to do. But again, it's a nice little fillable PDF. you need to get this back up with a wet signature, from your client. So whether that's scanned in and emailed back, faxed you, mailed, or whatever. So that's what you're going to see there. But what I want to do here is I'm going to email the scope of appointment. And scope of appointment, e-signature request has been sent. Show you pop up here in my inbox. So here I have Outlook. So first thing that I see here is, Dear Dave Alvord, please click on the link below to be taken to the secure website. So I'm going to click on this appointment document, and this is what was sent to your client. So I'm going to go ahead and click on that. And this is secure, so what do I need to know? I need to know my zip code. So the client's going to need to know what zip code they're in and what's my date of birth, 04/02/51. Continue. Okay, so now here's our electronic scope of appointment. Daryl's out there speaking to a client, and what's Daryl talking to him about? He might be talking about his standalone Part D. He might be talking about the Medicare Advantage programs. But this is just your generic scope of appointment is what it is. What I need to do here, or what your client needs to do, is they need to initial the plans that Daryl's talking to me about, okay? And then what I need to do is I need to type my name down here, which is going to be your electronic signature, the agent name, the phone number, the address, the beneficiary, so on and so forth. Now I click on that. Thank you. Scope appointment is complete. And then what I'm going to see here, okay, Daryl sent the, I'll just say Daryl. But anyway, you, being the agent, are going to get notification that one of your clients has clicked on the scope of appointment. The client is D. Alvord that clicked. So you, at the very least, are being notified that your client went to that scope of appointment and at the very least followed that link and clicked on it. If it goes by and you haven't seen anything else, or if you haven't seen this email, well, then you know your client hasn't done anything with the scope of appointment. So there is going to be a paper trail via Outlook or whatever email service you're using that says that this is what your client has done up to this point. So anyway, so you're notified of that. Fantastic. Now,
Dave,
yeah.
I wanted to jump in real quick.
Mm-hmm.
Because the email to your client comes from the SMS system, emails like, I noticed initially my Gmail, and I've had a few people that use like Yahoo or Hotmail.
Mm-hmm.
Let the client know that it may end up in like their junk folder, or they may get one of those automated warnings that says this may not come from Dave Alvord or Daryl Russell.
Mm-hmm.
You need to let the client know that if they don't see it in their inbox within a couple minutes, check other folders, and that if they get some system saying this may appear to be legit, let them know that it is coming from us and to look for it.
Absolutely, and that's something that we are working on to get that corrected, because that is something that has been a problem at times because it does go into a junk folder. So I know Sam Halpern, which is our internet marketing director, is working on correcting the problem, and we're in the process of developing a new Lead Advantage. It's going to be Lead Advantage Pro. That was supposed to have been released towards the end of last year, but as with any new program that's being released, we're trying to work the bugs out as much as possible before we go into getting a new Lead Advantage system out there. They're in second quarter now, but again, we want to just put something out there if we're just going to have all kinds of problems. But we are aware of that problem, and we are working to correct it. And if we can get it corrected on the current Lead Advantage system and making sure that this is not going into some sort of junk file, whether it's a Yahoo account or a Gmail account, and we will get it corrected prior to the release of the new Lead Advantage system. But again, we are aware of that problem. But like Daryl said, please be sure that your clients are aware that that must pop into a junk folder or a spam folder of some sort. So bring that up, Daryl. So anyway, now what I see here is I see your client submitted the scope of appointment. Your client signed, dated, and submitted the scope of appointment. So now you know that it's been signed and dated. Now, where you're going to find that is under your Lead Advantage. Let's see, here we go. So, what I can do now is I can go back to my Lead Advantage page with that client's information. And let's just go into my leads here and see Dave Alvord. I'm going to click on the little man, the little green arrow there. And what I can do here is, first of all, you have it date stamped over here. So this was date stamped on March 15, 2016 at 9:13. The scope of appointment was signed by Dave Alvord. Now, if I want to view that, I can go in here and view this. Go. There is my signed scope, electronic signature. This is all CMS approved. You don't need to worry about whether or not this is, going to get you into trouble or anything like that. Now, this has been our interpretation on this rule. Now, they have other instructions for you, but this is our interpretation. You do an app by email. You do some sort of an electronic application. These scope of appointments, because you did not see them face-to-face, only need to be kept on file. They do not need to be submitted. But in the purpose of an auditing situation, you want to be able to access this scope of appointment. Again, it's date-stamped, it's signed, it's all good. But you do not need to submit these scope of appointments if you did not see these clients face-to-face. You are doing it over the phone. As long as it's kept on the file and the company, the carrier comes back and says, hey, we want to see your record of your scope of appointments for your applications taken, in the month of October, you have them all date-stamped and you have them all right here. So this here, really to help keep things organized, keep it filed. If you want to go ahead and type your name, I think this is, let's see, and we'll go ahead and click that and see. But anyway, agent application, air agent signature needed, yes, no. If you get the application back by mail, it's an e-app, you get it back by mail, it's scanned in, it's probably not a bad idea to go ahead, print it off, and submit it with the application. But if it's done on an online link where you're sending them the link, you're getting credit for the sale, then as long as you have it here, you're going to be okay with that. And that's coming from CMS, so this is all CMS approved again. So that's your scope appointment online. And again, with it being date stamped and all that, it's kind of a nifty little program. You can see exactly what the process has been. So anybody have any questions on that?
Well, to reiterate, too, that stays on that lead record, indefinitely?
Indefinitely. It doesn't change. And even as we transition into the new program, all this data is being brought over from this program to the new program. So, yeah, this is going to be kept out there indefinitely. You can't go back and you can't go into these notes here and start, editing these notes. These are date stamped and these will not change. So everything that you see here will be held indefinitely. So if it's an audit 5 years down the road or 7 years down the road, the client says, well, you know what, I talked to Daryl and he didn't say anything about MAPD. Well, if you have a scope of appointment with that initial next to the MAPD and they signed off on it, well, there's your evidence that you were talking to them about that MAPD at that time. So that's something there. It's kind of a nifty program. This is only something that we have. There's not other marketers or national marketers out there that have this in our Lead Advantage system or their CRM.
Well, and it's a handy little tool because, it may be easy to the customer database to use, but, number one, it costs the agent nothing to use.
Mm-hmm.
Number two, you can access it anywhere on the internet. So if you want to buy that little place down in St. Lucia or the Dominican Republic, and as long as you have internet access and your phone, you can definitely do that from your exactly.
Mm-hmm.
You can add add notes, so even if you got customer service work and Sally called in about something, blah, 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 you can keep notes in there. And just think about, when I was very involved in personal production, for a while, I was real good at keeping a call log. I actually had a little spiral binder, and I would write down who called, what time, and when. Never had to use it, but I knew people that did for an E&O situation, and just document. Well, you can put all your notes right into the record of the client. It's real easy to do, and again, it's date stamped. It can't be changed. It can't be altered. So, not saying that we're going to ever run into issues, but when you work with the elder population, sometimes things can happen. Adult children get mad about something mom and dad did, and blah, blah. So anyway, but
Yeah, that's a good point.
I think it's just a fabulous tool, and I think it's being highly underutilized. And part of that is you got to be willing to go into the system, create a dummy lead, play around with it, email yourself stuff. I definitely don't recommend you trying to do the internet online enrollment link your first time without ever having played with it yourself. You need to know what your client's going to experience. And some of the online enrollment links work better with some carriers than with others because the carrier doesn't have all the technology or different stuff like that. So
Absolutely. So this really, when you see the notes and all that, this isn't much different than what we work on here at Senior Market Sales internally on our contact manager, because once things are date stamped, they're date stamped in there. So a note that goes in there can't go back, 3 days, 3 weeks, or 3 months later and blown it up, to say what you want to say now versus what you put in. So these notes, once they're in there, they can't be changed. So the accuracy of what you're putting into this, sometimes could save your bacon if somebody comes back, like Daryl was saying, you get an angry, it's angry that their mom's on a Medicare Advantage plan, and if you have it documented, well, I spoke to mom, and mom wanted me to come out and talk to her about the MAPD. It's a great way of just being able to use a CRM that doesn't cost you anything, and just to help manage your clients.
You had a question?
I do. I missed what tab we get to that scope of appointment.
Oh,
we have to get to it from George.
I'll get with you on that. I'll get you on that. Okay.
Okay. So if there aren't any more questions on that, then I can kind of get into the lead store. Would you like me to go there now, Daryl?
Yeah, go ahead and go to the lead store, and
Okay.
that way I'll let you jump off, and I'll touch up on a few other things that I'm
Okay.
very familiar with. So I got a lot of stuff. Look
All
at
right.
your email; it's worse than mine.
Well, you know what? I don't know that I followed up with everything yet, but I'll get on that here this morning. So, all right. So anyway, something else that we offer, and this is a fairly new program, and what we call this is Lead Store. Now, before we get into it, I'll kind of explain what it is. What these are is this is going to be an online lead system. And we partnered with this Lead Amp. And with Lead Amp, what they do is they just kind of feed in all kinds of different leads. It's let me show you here. I'll just show you, and then it's going to be a little easier. You can follow a little better. So anyway, if you do not see this icon, let me or Daryl know, because I have noticed that on a couple agents here and there. It should be in on all agents Lead Advantage, but I have noticed on a few agents from time to time that for whatever reason it has not made that connection. So if you do not see this, let me or Daryl know. We'll make sure it gets added. It doesn't take long. So you're interested in online or internet leads. So what I'm going to do here is I'm going to go into this here. It's going to be Lead Amp, so it's an internet lead program powered by Lead Amp. We'll get George Ibanez out of there. I don't know. I think he may have been the last agent I was looking at. But anyway, what I'm going to do here is I want to go ahead and send out under George first of all. And hopefully I can remember my password. Alright, let's see if I can... We'll just go ahead and work under George. I'll just kind of show you what he's got here. So anyway, what we're going to do here is we're going to go ahead and... Now it's making me log in. You know what? Let me do this. I'm going to go ahead and just re-log in here. Okay, so now I'm on. So, anyway, this is just kind of a really cool online type of a situation where you can go in there and you can buy shared leads, you can buy exclusive leads. There's a ton of different vendors out there, but what we want to do is we want to order leads. You can view leads, which I don't have any in there. I'm not a subscriber. I'm home office, essentially. But anyway, we want to order leads. So the first step in the process is you go in and you order leads. Now, what leads are you looking for? First ask, what type of leads are you interested in purchasing? So then you click on this little drop down. And for this training, what we're going to do is we're going to go ahead and we're going to do Medicare Supplement and Medicare Advantage, and we're going to do exclusive and shared so I can show you what both programs look like. So then after you after you select what you want here, again, Manage Shared or exclusive, Med Supplement, exclusive, and shared leads. So what's this telling me? There are no such thing as a shared lead for Med Advantage. That could be a CMS thing. So now, what is the maximum number of leads you would like to receive for this order in each of the following time periods? You can go hourly, daily, weekly, or monthly. If you want to receive 2 hours or 2 leads an hour, 5 days a week, and you want to have 25 weekly, you can tailor this to how many leads you're looking for per hour, per day, per week, or per month. Now, the nice thing about it is you're going, like Gerald said, he's going off on a yacht and he's going down to the Caribbean. He's going to be gone and he's going to be out of pocket for 2 weeks, no Wi-Fi, no nothing. He's not working. You turn these leads off. If you know you're going to be gone for a period of time, you can turn these leads off. Essentially, if you're turning the leads off, then you're not going to receive anything. In fact, I've got a buddy out of Camas, Washington. He's had $850 tied up into he's been so busy for the last 2 months. He's just turned them off, and I sent him a reminder saying, hey, don't forget about this. He's like, no, I haven't forgot about it, but you can turn them off when you feel like you need to. So what we down here now, add the description for the order. I don't know that you're really going to get into too much of that, but what we'll do here is we'll just get rid of that real quick. We're going to do 2 hourly, 5 daily, and then I'll get into some more other, how to get all set up. So you have Medicare Advantage leads. Right now, the only one that we have set up for Medicare Advantage lead is going to be an exclusive lead through Precure Media at $31.51. If you get into this, everything is going to be checked. You probably aren't going to want to work with all these different lead vendors. But you can see your exclusive leads are going to run as much as $31.50 for your manage. But come down a little bit. Oh, there it is. So up to $36.50 for an exclusive lead to get seen media. It was $19.50. Did I see that out there? Yeah, $19.50 through healthplans.com. Now, if you see a little asterisk behind it, like you do there, those leads are non-refundable. So if you feel like you've got a bad lead, get Seen Media, Health Plan 1, Norvax. Again, there's Norvax. Insurance quotes as low as $7 on a shared lead. But the thing is here is you see a little asterisk behind that name, you're going to be able to appeal that lead. So if you get one with a bad number, if you get one that, Mickey Mouse in Hollywood, Florida, or whatever, didn't pick up their phone or it's a bum number, they're not going to refund you on it. But the nice thing about this LEAD program is that if you're working the LEAD program, we're going to go with some exclusive leads. Let's go with Apollo, North, but we don't want to work with these other ones. You have to go through and manually click them all off. And what we want to do is, let's say that we want cheap leads. We want $7 leads, and we might go as high as $9.50, so we'll go through Quote Wizard. So what's happening here is that when you're ordering your leads, essentially what's going on is that these leads are being funneled through LeadAmp. And if there's any discrepancy, it's looking for discrepancies such as Mickey Mouse that lives in Hollywood, USA, so on and so forth. It's looking for inconsistency in leads like that could be considered not a quality lead. It's also scrubbing these leads against each other. So say that Norvax, Apollo both have Jim Smith out of Omar, Kansas, with the same phone number, same address. It's scrubbing it against each other. So you're not going to receive duplicate leads because these leads are all being scrubbed against each other. The same thing goes for your shared leads. If Insurance Quotes and Quote Wizard have the same client that's being, that is on both of their lists or both of their vendor lists, they'll rub that against each other. So you will not receive that lead from both Quote Wizard and Insurance Quotes. You're only going to receive the lead one time. I tell agents when I've gone through this, if you're working with Norvax independently and you're also working with Apollo Interactive independently and through a system like this, well, if you Jim Smith out of Overland Park from both of those vendors, you're probably not going to get your money back because you're going to call up Apollo and say, well, you know what, I got this lead from Norvax, and I don't think I should have to pay for it. And they're like, well, that's too bad. The thing about this is that it is scrubbing against the leads that are coming in. That's the nice thing about this, is that you don't have to worry about the duplicate leads. So,
Hey, Dave,
yes.
So basically, I'm assuming where these leads come from is these vendors have websites out there, and if I'm Jim Overland Park and I'm doing a Google search for Medicare supplement, I might get directed to insurancequote.com, and I do a little box check there that says, yeah, I'd like to be contacted for more information. I'm assuming that's where they get these from?
That's exactly it, because what's going to happen is that these are going to go to a landing page. These are the same types of leads that you would say a Spring Insurance or a Select Quote. Those are the same types of leads that they're feeding their internal agents to go out there and sell Medicare plans. But yeah, they are hitting a landing page. They have to fill it out, and then yes, it's okay for, and then I understand that an insurance agent may be contacting me regarding my, interest in the Medicare supplement or the Medicare plans or whatnot.
And to kind of follow up on that thought, so from an agent standpoint, because I'm a big advocate of trying to use technology to work smarter, not harder, part of the reason I really want people to start playing with Lead Advantage and the online enrollment and kind of getting used to that and comfortable with it is, here's the reality. You get a lead from the lead store. No. We know for a fact they were online. They've got a computer. They've got an email system. They're comfortable shopping on Amazon or something like that. Okay? So they may very well be open to a discussion over the phone. And if you want to sit down with them face to face and they want to and all that stuff, great. But I think we're missing an opportunity to work rural areas and work the people that, let's face it, the Internet's made some people fairly antisocial. So if someone's online and they're like, look, I can do things online if you want, or we can meet face to face, which do you prefer? Client says, well, I want to meet you face to face, great. We got an office, or I can come to your house. If the client, you know what, I do a lot of stuff online, I really don't want people in my house, I really don't want to do, great. You can set up a free WebEx account. I'll talk about that here afterwards. It doesn't cost you a thing. You can send the client a link. They can see what's on your computer, just like we're doing now. And then the client says, yeah, I want to get that plan. Okay, I can send you an email link at work. Just print out a paper app and mail it, you know. There's a company called Send Inc., SENDINC. If you're going to be sending applications electronically, because it's got birth date and may very well have their Medicare ID number in there, you need them that secure. So Send Inc. is like $5 a month. I think it's $50 a year if you prepay. We'll integrate to Outlook and Gmail, or you can just log on the web page, and it, you know. But you can send stuff securely. Your client has to log in and all that type of thing, so it's encrypted. So yeah, you could actually fill out a fillable app, email it to them securely. They could print it, and from that point, they could just snail mail it because you haven't seen it, you haven't dated it. So I guess what I'm getting at is, you could go to, say you wanted to get internet leads from Fort Dodge, Kansas, or Fort Hays, or out in, you know, to wherever land. So over the phone, you get an out-of-state license for what? You know, this is something that you could make yourself work a little bit more efficiently. Anyway, so I'm going to quit jabbering. Yes, go ahead.
Yeah, but I'm with you, Daryl. I mean, I was telling you about that conversation. Yep.
Hold on just a second. I got a question from Richard.
Come into the agents, are they protected for that agent, or do they go out to other agents?
Richard's question is, are these leads protected for the agent? And I think the answer to that is, if they're exclusive, that means you're the only agent getting that lead from that vendor through lead.
That's exactly right, because there is no such thing as an exclusive lead. There's exclusive lead through the individual vendors. On a shared lead, obviously, there could be another half dozen agents that get that same lead. So when you're using a shared lead versus an exclusive lead, well, a shared lead, that thing could be old after 5 minutes. You don't want to be doing shared leads, get up and go to lunch and come back and have a lead that was popped in there 45 minutes ago, because chances are that client's been called. But when you look at the exclusive leads, that lead is exclusive to you through that vendor. But that doesn't mean that one of these other vendors haven't gone up there and received the same lead, because these clients may be hitting multiple websites. So, yeah, that's a good question. So when you hear exclusive, it's exclusive through the vendor, but that doesn't mean that you are the only agent in the entire Kansas area that may have that lead, because another agent may have got that through another vendor.
You got some, Brian? Oh, sorry. My screen keeps snoozing because I'm not moving out. Okay.
I'm sorry, that costs more money for that.
Yeah, exclusive leads, in the system there, you can see that they are, you know, exclusive leads were like $27 to $31, $32 a lead, whereas shared leads were like $7 to $9.50, that type of thing. And for people who've done ACA business, Obamacare, I know I've had talked to a couple people who've gone on to like the healthcare.gov and started to click around on stuff, and they found something that said, click here, we'll have an agent contact you. People said that their phone blew up within 60 seconds of sending that thing. So that's how I envision a shared lead. And there's some cool things that Dave's going to show you here in a minute that I think you'll find very worthwhile.
So if we would do it like right now, requesting each form, we would only get people who are just turning 65, who have a special enrollment.
You can, we're going to go through all of that. So go ahead.
Yeah. Okay, so let's go ahead and let's just do a radius. So let's see here. So let's do a 20-mile radius. What's your zip code there, Daryl?
6210.
All right.
There you go.
There we go. So here's a 20-mile radius with all of those zip codes. So quite a few there. So let's narrow this down. Let's get down to a 10-mile radius, and then. So if you want to do radius, maybe you want to do city, maybe you want to go into a specific zip code, you can do that. But I think the best thing to do is actually do a radius from where you're at, because you're going to be able to capture a lot more. I mean, the more you narrow this down, the less you're going to capture in terms of the number of leads and so on and so forth. So anyway, let's just go ahead and select the schedule now. So now what we've done is we've gone out there and we selected our radius. Now, if you see here, you can go through and you can go in and you can have leads from 12 a.m. until 11 p.m. You can get them 24 hours a day. Say that, okay, well, Mondays are your day in the office. I'm out on appointments on Tuesday. I don't want leads on Tuesday, Thursday, Friday. Yeah, I'll do some in the afternoon. Or maybe you don't want them on Sunday either. Thank you. So anyway, what you can do is you can go in there and you can tailor when you want these leads. So if you want them at 1 o'clock in the morning until 5 o'clock in the morning, save, you'll be getting leads on Monday from 1 to 5 a.m. or 30. So you can tailor to when you're going to want these leads. So say it's on Mondays. I want leads from 10 o'clock until, let's say that you want leads on Monday and you want them from 8:30 until 11 and you're out on appointments all afternoon. What will happen is that from 8:30 until 11 o'clock is when leads could potentially be populating your lead amp. And so you want to make sure that you're, available during those times. Well, you know what? All right, great. So that's what we're going to do. And then Fridays, let's go ahead. We don't want them all day. We want to go golfing in the afternoon. But what we do want to do is we want to do 8 till 11:30 again on Fridays. Saturdays, I've heard, are a good time to get leads. That's according to our internet marketing director. And the reason why is because what do people want to do? Agents, people in general want to take the weekends off. There's football games on, there's baseball games, there's things going on with the kids. But from what our internet marketing director was saying is that actually Saturdays are not a bad time to get leads because you get more leads because more agents are taking time off during that period. Sundays, I don't think Sundays are a good day to be going and calling people. If you want to get leads on Sunday, you may want to hold off until calling them on Monday because times they're busy with church and family and that type of thing, so Sundays may not be a great time to call. But if you want to get leads on Sunday, you can get leads on Sunday. Best wait till Monday to call them, though. So anyway, we're going to go with those. That's going to be that's when we're going to receive leads. We're going to receive them twice a week, and we're going to get them on Mondays and Fridays. So what you hear is then we're going to select the address to notify leads. All right, this is going to go to Dave at Senior Market Sales. If you want to add another email because maybe you're out on the road, this is your email at work, but you're going to be out on the road, you can have them delivered to your cell phone or whatever. And here's my cell phone number. Now everybody knows what my cell phone number is. So you can go ahead and you can have them delivered to your cell phone via SMS or SMS notifications, but via some sort of a text messaging or whatever. And we're going to go ahead and review the order. We're going to be receiving 2 leads hourly, 5 leads daily. These are going to be the vendors that we're going to be getting them from. That'll be the cost. These are going to be the selected geographies that you're going to. This is the way it's going to be sent to me. It's going to be texted to me at this, and it's going to be sent to me at this email. So, minimum amount that you can put into this is $50. The maximum amount that they'll carry for you is $1,000. So if you're between $50 and $1,000, depending on how you're distributing them, share leads, exclusive leads, or whatever, will depend on how quickly you run through that money. Realistically, what you should anticipate closing on these leads is going to be about 10%. So, yes, they are internet leads, and like Daryl was saying, somebody went out there, they have access to internet, Amazon, whatever. They're obviously comfortable with it. The realistic expectations that you're going to close on an internet lead is going to be 10%. If you're getting to 15%, you're getting into some pretty good territory there. So really what your lead amp is it'll be, again, delivered to you in this distribution, either text or emailed to you. So when that lead comes in, you want to make sure you're getting on top of it and making sure that you're making that call immediately while it's still fresh. You don't want to go on vacation and forget to turn this off, or you're on vacation for 2 weeks, forget to turn this off, and come back and have these leads in your email account, because what's going to happen? Well, you know what? They're going to be old and they're going to be stale at that time, and you probably wasted your money. If you're working on vacation, it's being texted to you, at least you do have that ability to go ahead and work remotely at that point.
Yeah, some crazy people that'll do that.
Yep, I know a few agents that do that too also. But this is really what the Lead Amp is. It's a great way to being able to get in front of people electronically. Like Daryl was saying, this is the trend that we've seen with Medicare Advantage for years, is doing things electronically. Medicare supplement companies such as Mutual of Omaha has been on with this e-application process now for about 5 or 6 years, maybe 7 years now. Ed just got on board with it here in the last year and a half. Cigna's on board with it since they developed their MedSup product here 4 years ago. So this is really the trend that you're seeing in terms of what these companies would like to see you do. Applications go in clean. You don't have to worry about, did I do something right? Did I do something wrong? Was I missing anything? Applications that go through an e-app process issue much faster, which means the agent gets paid that much faster. So this is really the trend that we're seeing right now. Currently, as an industry, we're probably seeing about 35 to 40% of the MedSup apps are now being taken through an e-app process of some sort. So the Lead Amp, again, use it, utilize it. This is how SelectQuote, who does a ton of advertising, they're down there in your market. They do it on a national basis. Bring Insurance. This is how they're getting their leads. They're getting their leads via internet leads. It's not like they're just sitting there waiting for their phones to ring. This is how our direct-to-consumer area gets their leads. We do some mailings, but we also do a lot of internet leads. This is how these call centers are getting leads. So you got to believe if the call centers are successful, there's a reason why. It's because they are buying a lot of leads and they're closing a lot of those leads.
Well, it's just, one more tool that you can have. I mean, we really want to have our own individual marketing plan. You have to have some realistic expectation of investing in your business in terms of marketing spend on some type of direct mail. And I've got a thing going right now with a marketing consultant trying to come up with some generic pieces that you can just put your name and address on. We can run through the print off the mailer and mail out type of thing. But everything that you had from community stuff that you do, looking for referral sources, looking for partnerships with professionals, CNC guys, church people, all that type of stuff, it's like anything else. All you have is one bucket that you get leads from. It's your famine, baby. But it's got leads coming from multiple sources. It's going to give you more opportunities, because I've always said, this ain't about selling it easy. It's about getting in front of enough people on a day-to-day basis to make sure that you can do what you need to do. So, shut up here for a minute. Looks like you got a little something else.
Yep, and if you do have any questions, they do have this nice little facts tab that you can look at here. How do you order leads? This is going to take you through. How do I get? How's the lead delivered to me? All right, leads are delivered real time via mail. Just a nice little facts page. If you have additional questions about how it works, here you go. How do I request credit on a lead? That's going to come up, because not all these leads are going to be spot on. I know that because I work with an agent out of Florida that he has been working with these, and he's selling about 10% of what he's getting into his lead amp system, but he's also had to go through and dispute a few of them, because you're going to get a client on the phone that, yes, they put their information in, and you know what, you're going to give them a call, and they're going to say, you know what, I don't know what you're talking about, I don't even have a computer, blah, 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 blah. Well, that's not the case because their information didn't just mysteriously show up at one of these vendors for them to sell back to an agent. So you are going to get some of those things. And if that's the case, these companies have been very good about crediting. Again, you want to make sure you're working with vendors will credit back. Norvax is, I've heard good things about Norvax, but if you're not interested in not working with, or if you're not interested in working with a vendor that doesn't do any credit for you, then Norvax isn't going to be the way to go there. But again, this is going to be all the nice little facts you have, how to order leads, line by line, so on and so forth. So if, because, you know, a lot of information here, and this is probably going to answer 95% of your questions right here.
Groovy. All right, Dave, you got anything else that you can think of? Because I can do forms and how to put in leads, all that other kind of stuff. So I know you got a lot of stuff.
No, I'll turn it back over to you, but you know what? If there's ever anything that you need, I'm accessible, Daryl's accessible. Again, he's been a great partner of ours, and if there's anything that I can do or, you know, just give me a call. I'm always open to taking phone calls, and just, you know, you can get my information from Daryl here after the presentation is over, but just feel free to give me a call if there's any questions that you have on this lead amp or anything else, okay?
Sounds winner. Thanks for your help, Dave.
All right, now let's see here. Now I need to transfer back to you.
Now, this is our limits, baby. I got control. I've already taken over.
All right, man. You pirated my ship already, so all right. Well, hey, I'll let you guys get after it, but I appreciate you guys giving me the time to talk about this.
Thank you.
Yeah, thank you.
He would support the people who put in maybe 100 for you, 100 for me. It's still your deal. He just helps support it.
Oh, because I was wondering now,
No.
if we did discuss it, how we know what we're.
Oh, that's why, I mean, no, he said, no, he just, I'm saying, I was alluding to a pool of 4 or 5 people putting in money, then ask the question, disperse leads, how will you disperse leads? He's not going to disperse leads, he's going to kick in his money for you, give you 100, maybe me 100. You do your thing. It's just supporting the money you put in, is all it is. Because you got to man that lead quick. I can see you putting a lot of money in this thing quick, and you go, look how many of those places where companies send out the leads. They get the leads, bang, bang, they go out. Yeah, you get the lead, they don't duplicate it to you, blocks it out. But other companies get the same lead and send it out.
Yeah. Well,
Usually with 10 or 15 different agents.
yeah, send out things for a meeting, you only expect 10% of the people to show up. Bond or a wedding or
less.
anything, I think 10% is.
Isn't the max mailing like 3-4%?
Right down to 1.
But I got on the internet, and I'm just kind of nosing around it. There's a lot of big folks, but I wanted to do it right there. And then all of a sudden people start calling, and it's like, no, I just love it.
Yeah, I mean, you know, you can run some money pretty quick. That's the downside to it. It would take much, several $20 bills to start racking up. Nothing's easy.
Well, just get out, once you get started, like I have been, I did some in the fall on Medicare Advantage. I really don't have a lot of people, I gotta get out and just make them.
Well, I'm just getting relicensed. I've been licensed in Arizona 30 years ago. And,
People understood how all of this stuff works. So, right now I'm on the home page. I have a calendar in here. Oh, I gotta sign back in. Okay, so I did put some stuff in here a while ago, so you can see this is all way past overdue. have to do that as a task, okay? Now, either do generic tasks like this that really aren't, tied to a lead. So I've got a new lead task and appointment, so add a new task, whatever it is. This is just gonna be something for me to do because it's not tied to a lead, okay? If working with a lead, and I'm gonna go to Sally Gray here, my favorite fictional person. I've got information in there now from her lead account. I'm gonna task, and you always have to click on the dude with the plus. Task will actually be assigned to Sally Gray here, and when I'm looking at my calendar, it'll show me, hey, you told yourself you had a task for Sally, and you can do the same thing with an appointment, add a new appointment, and this one will be tied to Sally here. So, Summer is going to give you all your basic stuff. It will show the Medicare claim number, okay? SMS doesn't want the security and privacy response within the website of having that out there, so that's why you don't see that. You can update the status of either being a new, active, made contact, you've done whatever, so that way, you know, you kind of, without always having your memory on whatever's going on, update the status, so on and so forth. Press in, this automatically takes you to a map link web map program. And keep track, you know, so at one point I played with Sally and we did an Aetna Med Sup quoting system on here. But this is going to work all your different stuff. You can edit, test, create notes, and it's a quote system. Okay. Let's do this. I'm going to edit. I'm going to go to well, where's Will? Flintstone down here, because see, I've given her a zip code down in southeast Kansas. Face it, I don't have a clue what's available down in southeast Kansas. So again, what people run into problems with is I want to check the box to work with the lead, and it doesn't work that way. You're always clicking on the little head with the little arrow, okay? So she's down in Pittsburgh, Kansas, okay? So I've gotten documented that I have permission to contact her by various different methods. If you need to update that, you can just uncheck whatever, okay? If I want to add a note, I can do it here. Maybe I get a call from her and I want to just put that in there so I don't have to remember it. You know, you have to, but you have that capability. So I'm going to do a quote. You saw Dave, he went up here today and PDP. Now, where he put in her drugs, okay? So it's still there. So let's think about this for a minute. If Sally Wilma becomes a client, and I'm going to do an annual review, update stuff next year, I've already got all of her information. I don't have to recapture it, okay? Well, this is what you told me you take. Has any of this changed? If it is, oh yeah, I don't take this anymore, you just click the red X, take it out. If she's added something, type in, get the binoculars, add it in, all that type of stuff. You can also put in specific pharmacies. Why? Because Coventry, Humana, United Healthcare, they all have standard copays at a standard pharmacy and a lower copay at preferred pharmacies. This will plug all in. When I hit get quote, and you saw Dave do this, again it's thinking, I tell people, try to use Internet Explorer, Firefox, don't use Chrome. Chrome is a great browser, but a lot of the insurance company stuff and technology, it does funky stuff. They get along, they don't play in the sandbox very well. Okay, so I've got my tabs for Part D only, combined MAPD, MA, and automatically take you to the lowest cost plan goes up from the top. So this the same between the $20 premium, no deductible, for all her drugs, her out-of-pocket should be $23.82.60. In her pharmacy, $26.25. Why is that different from this? Because this $26.25 includes the monthly premium on an annualized basis, okay?
But annualized, not till the end of the month if they're getting it in March.
If you're running quotes for a 1/1 effective date or a 12/1 effective date, so one's got 1 month left in the calendar year, one's got 1 month, it's always gonna show cost based on 12 full months in the year. Always, okay? So what I've got here, rating and all that, but these are live links. So if you don't know squat about this plan for this particular geography, you're licensed for Coventry, you're licensed for wherever, I have a clue what the benefits of that plan is. If I click summary of benefits, it's downloading a PDF version of summary of benefits. I got it right in front of me. Exactly. So if I maximize it so I can see it better, I've tried to beat this into people's heads, but when you're working in a PDF document, you need to go right away to hospitalization because they're wanting to know what's my hospital copay. Control key on your keyboard and F at the same time, pull up the little find function. I look for whatever I type in, and if I want to find pharmacy, type in that word, Control
plus what?
F for find. And then just hit next until it gets to what I'm looking for. If I'm sure how to spell the word, or I'm
The first 4 letters?
yeah, I can just do PHARM. It's going to do the same thing. It's going to find anything that has PHARM. So pretty confident I'm going to get what I.
That really comes in great when you're looking for, see if somebody's doctor's in the provider directory, and let's face it, if the doctor's name is complicated, 99% of the people out there don't even have a clue how to spell names. So
Yeah.
you ask them for the first 3 letters, and you just keep clicking and that's the guy.
Unless it's Smith. But anyway, okay. So I've got that. Now, this is plan details, okay? This gives me enough basic information about the plan. And on my computer screen, you can barely see this, but it's still thinking. It's not done. So it's in the monthly premium, all that kind of stuff, but I can continue to scroll, and now it's telling me is if she does mail order, the cost is less. It tells me that here's the tiers on her drugs, preferred, generic, preferred brand, non-preferred, and now giving me what those tier costs are, okay? So I can all right over the phone, up your thing, here's your mail order, here's your blah, blah, blah. And it tells me here, okay, Wilma, based on your drugs, because she's taking insulin and other kind of stuff like that, you're going to have standard copays from April through August. But come September, you hit the donut hole, baby. Okay? So you should be prepared for your pocket cost to go from basically $125 to almost $250 in September and almost $300 for October, November, December. Okay? And then you can down even further, by the month if they do mail order. Well, you don't see nothing here. These are just the mail order costs. And then it'll actually break down the cost by drug. So the Bistolic is $42.50. Nolug is the one that's killing us. That's the one that's putting us into the donut hole. So you very conceivably do this all over the phone if the pair of people are amenable to it. If you set a free WebEx account and they happen to be inclined that way, okay, Sally, what's your email address? I'll email you my link. You can meet right now. They can see everything that you're on your computer. Okay? So that's, it's just, there's all kinds of neat stuff that's built into the system, and it's just a matter of playing
get into that? Which one of these
Details.
plan details?
Now, she's not quite ready, she just wants me to email her a quote. If I do this, it checks everything. If I just wanna send her this one and this one, I can do that. Hit button, email the quote, here's up, it's from my email to her, dear Wilma, here's the stuff, here's your quotes, there's a licensed agent, I've got all the TPY crap that Medicare says I'm supposed to have, and I have the CS approval code on the email. So everything's been scrubbed from a compliance standpoint. Click send and send her the email. When I get electronic copies, it'll go right to the system, it'll show cost. If she wants to see the summary of benefits or other stuff, the links will be right there. Click it, see that stuff, okay? I could send that to her zone. Okay, so there's lots of really cool things that you can do with this, just playing with it. Now, if we want to see MAPD on this one, and now it's showing me that a $29 a month PPO available down in Pittsburgh, Coventry, Humana $89 PPO, 95. Yeah, so if she wants an MAPD, we're pretty much doing Coventry. Okay. Again, plan details, the summary of benefits. I don't have a clue what they are. Click on the summary benefits. Here comes my PDF. And if I find out about what's the hospital copay, HOSPITAL. That's gonna come there. There's my pocket. And all hospital. Now it's may actually not work because I think it's inpatient on the thing there, but I could type in inpatient and see all that. So you can search for all that stuff. Here again, star rating. This, wherever you see this icon, that app by email or app by fax, that SMS calls, I click on this, it just gives me this crap here, acknowledge, what did I do wrong? Oh, there we go. Okay. So I downloaded the Coventry application. Okay. Now, those of us who have done Coventry apps know what do they have at the bottom right-hand corner. Unique to that application number. So if you're in a Coventry paper app and you muck something up on one page, what do you got to do? Start over. You can't mix one page with another because they have different numbers. Well, this system generates a unique number for that paper app. So you can't save these and just use it to send your clients because they all have the same number on them. You have to do them one at a time. But her information, basic information, pre-populated in. You still have to add in some stuff and yada yada, but you can save it both here or here, and either print it out, nice pretty copy. I had equations, they just like to have them, they did a lot of work from their offices. They just would go in and have this really nice, pretty printed up copy and say, okay, John, just sign here, we got it all nice and pretty looking. You could print it, mail it to them, you could fax it to them, and since you're doing it over the phone, your number will be on the last page of the app. So here's my writing number. It'll be with the app, okay? And then if they want to mail it themselves, there's plenty of time. Or if they happen to be at work and they're like, can I fax this from work tomorrow? Sure. Add it right here on the front page. number. Sure. Okay? So, you know, that's what, yeah, one is,
Duffy, Pittsburgh, Kansas.
yeah.
Yeah.
So I've got that, so I wanna go back, I go to my summary, or I go to my MAPD, and it'll take me back to where I was before, get quotes. Okay. I just wanna see all the stuff that goes along with it. This over here, when I click on it, gives me the multi-language insert, the enrollment form, some benefits. I need to see the formula. I'm not familiar with that plan, and she's asking me about a drug. If I put it into the system, it'll say that that drug is covered, okay? But for whatever reason, I need to go into the formulary to check something, or maybe just want to download a copy and have it saved on my computer. You can do all that. Here's the scope, here's the star rating, there's a cover letter. There's all kinds of stuff in here just designed to try to make your life a little bit easier, right? We decide that, yeah, I want that Medicare Advantage and I want Coventry. This is web-initiated online enrollment. So sometimes you hear AICO, A-I-C-O-E, agent-initiated something electronic enrollment. So if I click this, again, it's going to tell me I need to do email scope of appointment. I can call and do one with the phone. That's what some of the other stuff is. But ready to go. So it says by clicking the button below, you'll be able to email your client a hyperlink that will allow your client to enroll online into the plan you selected. Okay? Your name and writing number is automatically inserted into the application. You will be credited. You are agent of record. You must be licensed, certified, ready to sell, yada, yada, yada. Continue to online email hyperlink. So I'm going to send it to this email address, Bill Welma. Click here to enroll. Here's all my numbers. Here's all my TTY stuff. Here's my Medicare approval number. Okay? Now, if I go into my email, because this is my Gmail account, I had to go to that one. Let's save one. Okay. Here's what it looks like. Okay. So I get these emails, important enrollment invitations. So if I click on that, dear Fed, thank you for requesting. Here, I click there, this is what my client's going to see. And now we're signing on to Coventry Aetna site, and bam. So this is what the client sees. They're not on Select Vote, they're not on Mickey Mouse. We said we wanted to go Coventry Aetna, and that's exactly the website they're looking at. It's marked as secure. Their basic information is pre-populated. They are going to have to finish doing the rest. And it's just continue next, and they'll enroll themselves. And on the email, I click that, got this notification, Daryl, your client Fred Flintstone down in the state of Florida. Just click the invitation you sent. Okay? If I finish it, it'll actually tell me your client finished and enrolled. Of course, I can't finish it because. So that's what your client sees. The other portion of it is the second email sent at the same time. And Fred, you've got the following stuff. Here's his summary or the star rating. The multi-language insert, and the summary benefits. So all of the documents that CMS says have to be given to the member at the time of enrollment are electronically sent. And look at this. CMS approval know Missouri and try to work them over the phone, or know where Nebraska, Kansas, or whatever, you can do all of that. Wilma decides she doesn't want a Medvantage. Her doctor's not in the network. She's afraid of it. Well, I don't know what the med stuffs are down there, because sometimes rates are different by zip code. So I come into here, I hear all her stuff. What effective date? We were looking at our 4/1 effective date. Here's your birthday. Here's your Part B. Does she have household discounts? Most carriers on med stuff has to be a husband and wife, and they both apply for coverage with the same company. Okay? Mutual of Omaha is different. In Mutual of Omaha, as long as they have a married spouse or a 1 year or more shack up. If I'm 65, a 35-year-old trophy wife at home, for Mutual Omaha, I'm just jacking. Anyway, my point is, with Mutual of Omaha, it doesn't matter. They don't have to apply for the coverage. There just needs to be someone 18 or older living at home with them for a year or more and get the household discount on Mutual of Omaha. It's 12%. Okay. On the application, there's a spot. You check household discount rates. There's a spot on the ask for the name, address, phone number. That person who said living there with them. It could be siblings living together. Hell, it could be a roommate. It could be my adult child lives with me.
How about my trophy husband?
You got it. So I'm gonna defer.
Yeah, he's from.
Hey. All right. Let's stay on task.
I'm gonna ask, just because of the way of the world right now, what about the gay and lesbian?
Absolutely.
Because they don't have to be married,
Absolutely.
as long as they've been living there.
Absolutely. Okay, so to surface this, we're gonna say no household discount, enrollment guaranteed issue. I'm trying to feed this into people because we're more focused on MA than Med Sup. There's a difference on Med Sup between open enrollment and guaranteed issue. Enrollment means I'm applying for a Med Sup with less than 6 months of my Part B, like boy, activated for the first time. That's different from guaranteed issue. And what's different? If I'm 65 years old and that's sucking a lifesaver health-wise, I'm a WT in a wheelchair with diabetes and COPD. Am I claims? Oh, hell yes. I'm in my open enrollment because my Part B just activated this month. Apply for any med stuff I want. I don't have to answer the health question. I guaranteed issue on the coverage. Agent gets paid 100% of the commission from that carrier. Guaranteed issue means I guaranteed issue right because of something that happened to me after my 6-month Part B open enrollment ended. I get one open enrollment for a Med Sup, 6 months of my Part B. So the issue for this means I had Medicare Advantage, and it was based on Kansas. I'm now moving to Florida. I'm leaving behind my Med Advantage. I didn't get it, so now I could get a Med Sup guaranteed issue in Florida because I lost coverage through no fault of my own. I was a dummy. I've been working for the last 5 years. I'm 70 now, and under employer group, but I wanted to be safe, and I did my
65. Number one, I didn't need it because I had an employer group. Number two, I just overspent about $5,000.
Yeah.
Number three, my open enrollment on MedSup started ticking the moment my Part B was effective 5 years ago. I only can get one. So I'm retiring because I've got cancer. I still get guaranteed issue on the MedSup application within 63 days of loss of employer group health. There's a spot in the app that says, are you a covered person under these types of situations? The client will get the coverage. What happens to your commission?
Oh, it was down.
Goes down
Yeah.
50%. So the reason I make that big deal is in our minds as an agent, open enrollment means they don't have to answer the health question. It's guaranteed issue. That's true. But I want you to start understanding that the word means something different. Open enrollment still means I don't have to answer the health questions, but I get full commission. The issue means Part B has been more than 6 months down the road. I can't get that open enrollment for 100% of commission again. The client doesn't have to answer the health questions, but I'm getting half of my commission or maybe less.
So enrollment doesn't, and guarantee issue doesn't change their cost,
No,
it's just how much you get paid.
bingo.
Or not after 63 days that I ran into yesterday, it's not a guaranteed issue.
That's not guaranteed issue.
Is it a,
It's been in the last 6 months.
That's why it was open enrollment. 6 months is Part B effective date.
So I've got two clients going to be retiring from the Olathe School District. They don't know what their, let's just say June 1st for their employer insurance stops. So they got credible insurance. They have 60 days to get an open enrollment because June.
No, you're using the wrong verbiage.
Okay.
Open enrollment for MedSup,
Uh-huh.
not to be confused with open enrollment for Medicare Advantage or Part B, because there's a difference. Open enrollment on MedSup means I've had Part B, original Medicare, for less than 6 months. Here's the key I want you guys to start thinking of, is when people are working beyond age 65, let's ensure that they understand. Number one, if your employer has more than 20 employees, you don't do Part B. It's right age 25 of the Medicare and you. I'll email you a copy, Mr. Client, so you can see it. And if you have other questions, talk to your benefit administrator. Don't overspend just to be safe. You're wasting your money. If you want to piss away $121 a month, send a check payable to Darrell Russell every month.
Right. And I'll give you 50% of that back.
Exactly. Okay. Here's the reason why, Mr. Client. Because once you activate your Part B and it goes into effect, your 6-month open enrollment period for a MedSup, the clock starts ticking. That open enrollment period means you could have everything known wrong with you, and you can apply for any Medicare supplement you want, and all you have to do is fill out your name, address, your Medicare ID number, and how you want to pay for the policy, and you're going to get it issued. So you want to work to age 70, and you're on the employer group, you know, you get Part A of Medicare because there's no cost. However, if you have a savings account where you work, you may not activate A because it may make you being able to put tax-free money into your health savings account. I guarantee you don't want to activate your Part B, and here it is in the Medicare and you. And the reason is, let's say your plan is to work to age 70. But let's say at age 68, you find out you've got cancer. You have a heart attack and need heart surgery. And you're like going, you know what, I'm retiring at 68 because I ain't going to make it to 70. At that point, we'll activate your Part just had heart bypass surgery, doesn't matter. Okay. You want to have your clients understand for two reasons. Number one, did you just now come across as a subject matter expert on Medicare?
Yes.
And they can go back and you can email them a Medicare and you and show them, yeah, right here in the Medicare booklet, it says what I just told you. This ain't Darrell Russell pulling it out of my ass.
The government's approved information.
Okay. Now, okay, wow, you know what you're talking about. Have I pretty much bulletproofed myself from anybody else talking to this guy or gal?
Yep.
Yeah, I've got my guy. It's good. Leave me the hell alone.
Yep.
Okay, so they're gonna call me when the stuff comes up. More importantly, let's see you don't do that. And they're the dummy that says, oh, I wanna activate my B just to be safe. I had a well, interesting guy who's a pharmacist. Worked 70, he activated his B at 65. He retired at 70. Why? Because he had active cancer. He went up. Could I write him one guaranteed issue? Yes, because he was losing employer group. I didn't have to answer the health question. But I got 50% of my commission on the case. Take the money, don't get me wrong, but if you can be smart, and I guess the reason I'm beating this into the ground is I get too many people mixing these terms and stuff, and I want to get people used to the idea. The end result for the client is the same. The end result for the agent is different.
What about the renewal?
It's 50%.
50% too on renewal?
Okay, so, if elect no, then what this is gonna do is it's gonna ask me height, her weight, does she smoke, does she have a stage renal, the weight, and all that type of thing. If I open enrollment or guaranteed issue, none of that stuff pops up because we can't ask that stuff. But here, I'm on MedSup, I've got her information, I can now get a quote.
So why would you not take the open enrollment guarantee issue? Why would you say no?
Well, you would say no, let's say I've got a client that's just shopping for a different MedSup. They've been a MedSup for a couple of years now, the rates have gone up, they want to see about something different. One out of their open enrollment period, or they do not have a guaranteed issue thing, and they want to switch supplements, they can do it any time of the year as long as they're on Medicare and a supplement now, okay? But they will have to answer the health questions and go through underwriting. So the reason you would click no there is, let's say they're 5'2" and they weigh 190 pounds. There are MedSup carriers that height and build chart's going to automatically, yeah, we're not even going to bother going there, okay? So,
Okay.
right now, so it shows me that I've got her birthday, she's 868, female, no tobacco, no household discount. We marked it as open enrollment up here just to get here quicker, but it shows me all the different plans by plan B, C, F. So I can see if she wants an F, Royal Christian, they've got a plan for 129, Aetna's got a plan for 135. I like next, I trust it better than Royal Christian Brotherhood. If I do a Transamerica, they're right in the ballpark. I could do Mutual of Omaha. I got 3 names. I could come back to Wilma and say, well, depending on your preference, I can get you Mutual of Omaha, Transamerica, or Aetna MedSup, all within about $3 a month difference of each.
And if Wilma's married, Mutual of Omaha could have a 12% discount.
Bingo. Or she has a kid, like living at home. If you notice here, I've got the folders again. Okay, so if I want to get more information, I click on the folder, and here, outline of coverage, guide to health insurance, some basic stuff. Okay?
This is, as it goes and ask the health questions to kick out, the only thing it had was the height and weight.
Right. And I go down to the bottom. View, modify quote criteria. We changed up a little bit here. Go back back and say, no, it's not open enrollment, tobacco user, yes, get tobacco quotes, height, tier 5, 7, about $1.50. And if I wanted to say the household discount, oh yeah, my 45-year-old grandson lives with me, 45-year-old son, whatever. Okay, get the household discount, now run the quote. Again, it's thinking. Here's your plan F, and now Mutual Omaha is 141. We changed it to smoker, that's why you see the difference. So yeah, you plan F from all these carriers within a couple bucks. Well, all my friends have United Healthcare, AARP, and they love it. Well, I'll sell it to you, got it. It's $101 a month, or you can have a Mutual Omaha for $141. Now, I don't know about you, Wilma, but where I come from, $50 a month is $600 a year. $600 a year. It doesn't matter to me. Well, what, Mutual Omaha? They're just as good as they. I used to watch Marvelous Murphys. Okay. Okay.
Me too. Hospital indemnity.
Yeah. Or I could say, well, wait a minute. Let's look at a Plan G. Oh, hey, here's Plan G from Aetna for $109. Here's a Plan G for $116. What's the difference between a Plan G supplement and a Plan F? Part B deductible. The Part B calendar year deductible is assured when I buy a G. $167 a calendar year now. So it becomes, if my premium is more than $200 savings to go with a G.
She's 141, so she's 20, well, if they're 9, she's, 32 to
Yeah.
$2 a month less.
Yeah, so let's use the Mutual Omaha just because we've been talking about that. 116 for a G. Mutual Omaha F is a 141. That's $25 a month less to have a G and self-insure $167. $300 a year. Okay, if you save $300 in premium, you might have to self-insure $160. That's if you actually get that far and use that. Okay?
You may not even use it.
You may not. Okay.
You say your Part B premium is.
Yeah, it's what I love. I love either or closes. I love Merrill behind curtain number 1, 2, or number 3. Wilma, I can get you a Mutual Omaha F or United Healthcare F. United Healthcare doesn't do a G, but Mutual Omaha does. Well, friends got Fs. Well, I understand that, but just let me humor me a little bit. The difference, you'll save $300 in premium, but you might have to self-insure the $167 deductible. But $300 minus $167, all $143 to the good, or $133. Okay, Wilma, if that's important to you to save every dime, you may want to consider that. But here's Carol Merrill behind door number 1, United Healthcare F, $191. Carol behind door number 2 for a Mutual Omaha F at $140, and Carol Merrill behind a G for $119. Of 3, which fits your budget better? Ever she says I'm right, and why? Because I'm a sale. I don't care.
Right. They want a car, some purple car.
Yeah. Okay. And the same thing, like, if I click in here, it'll give me the stuff. Some of these carriers do have electronic enrollment. So it says I want that Mutual Omaha F. I click on web purchase, continue to set up e-app, and it'll take me to the Mutual Omaha login page. I can do, mine's goofy because I got a corporate license, a corporate writing number, and a personal one. Every now and then this will muck it up, but you can go in and take the electronic app, and then we'll have to do a phone e-signature for Wilma, or I think this one lets them send an email to Wilma to say, yes, I want to sign up and capture an electronic. But you still sell that stuff over the phone. That's, you've gotta play with this a little bit more so that when you do this, you know what the client's gonna get, you know what you're gonna see.
I like that last page where you can send the three to the check. Again, they can review it with their kid, their spouse, their
Yeah.
accountant, their whatever.
Yeah. Okay,
Their
so
church pastor.
she says, so we're gonna send her the Mutual Omaha F, the United Care F, and Mutual Omaha G. Email quote. So here's what it's like. See everything. There's a full link that'll take you to all the stuff. Boom, boom, boom. Here's the discount, here's this, here's that, blah, blah, blah. Send email. Give you my personal email address. I'm gonna go back into there. Let's see, I think that was my different. Yeah, I sent that to a different email address. Well, Daddy-O is my junk one. So there's your Medicare supplement quote. Dear one, thank you for blah, blah, here's the stuff. I want more information on what Plan F does. So this pops up. Now I'm downloading the little outline of coverage, and it's going to show the legal document that State of Kansas requires for med subs in that case. So it's going to be the full-blown enrollment materials, their stuff. And, okay, here's what F does, here's what G does, blah, blah, blah. So these are the plans that you have. So there's all stuff. And again, for those of you that think I need to go, I'm not holding anybody hostage. You can stick around for as long as.
I got a question.
Yeah, sure.
Two people, 172, 171, group insurance ending 31 of 2016. This call was on last night. And Part B effective is 4/1/2016. They are a guaranteed issue.
They're open enrollment, so they don't have to answer the health questions, and you get 100% commission on the case.
But guidelines of guaranteed issue indicates that they're coming out of the group.
Well, but here's the thing, as long as you put 4/1 on the at-first B, you get your full commission. So don't have that stuff.
Do I click guaranteed issue, yes or no?
Let me look at the app when we're done, okay?
Yeah.
A few other little things that I want to show you on this one here that I think are really cool is forms. So I'm going to go back to home, first log in. One of the things that we'll get from time to time is, oh shit, I thought I had applications for this, and I got a client I got to go see in and out, or they're coming to my office in 10 minutes.
Thank you.
You're welcome. You go to here, or you can go up to quick links, view, or view forms right here. Takes you to their little category. So going, I need to see a med sub for Florida for Mutual Omaha. Get forms. You don't have to keep your back bedroom closet filled full of stuff that 6 months later you throw out because the state said we want thousands instead of these and throw out all these forms. And do what you need to. You don't have to save this all to your computer because it's updated electronically, so you always know when you're going here, you're getting the most latest, greatest, updated. And if you see a problem, you can report it. So all kinds of cool stuff here. You can even go into annuities. There's for life an annuity rather than just Medicare. We're starting to get working with annuities in life a little bit more. But the whole thing, the mind can only absorb what the butt can endure, and I've reached my 2-hour limit and exceeded it. So I'm always available to do one-on-one coaching on Lead Advantage at WebEx. So if you're sitting at your home office, I don't care if it's 2 blocks over or 200 miles away, I can send you a WebEx link. I make you the presenter just like I made Dave the presenter, so that you're doing all the driving, all the mouse clicking, just there to see what you're doing and say, okay, wait a minute, go to this one, go to that one, do whatever. Okay, I got it. So I'm a big believer, the more you drive, you're gonna be a driver than always be in the passenger. You're going, oh yeah, Darryl, that was cool. How the hell did you do that?
Yeah.
Okay, so anyway, but, all right, I'm gonna stop the recording, shut off this thing here. This has all been recorded.